As you guys know, this thing doesn't run. It's been one of my biggest freaking problems ever, is this thing just doesn't like to run, and I've never been able to diagnose it because I don't have one of the really expensive code readers. But just recently, Launch reached out to me and they sent me one of their code readers, and I think that's gonna help us get this thing running. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so this is the box right here. It is the Launch X431 Diagun V. It can do pretty much anything that you can bring your car to a dealership to do. Basically, all of the tests that they have on the nice scanners, say Snap-on, Matco, etc., this thing can do all of it, and it's at way more of an affordable price. It comes in a nice, sturdy little box. So open this up right here. I believe this is the software information, so I'm gonna put this over here. These are all of the different connectors you have for different ECMs, it seems like. So all the different connectors for Toyota, Mazda, Ford, all these different brands, even a Geely. What was Geely again? That was, I think it's like UK or something like that. But right here you have the magic, and this thing right here is probably what's going to help fix all of my problems, because most things will typically just need this. This is a handheld scanner, and the OBD2 sensor is Bluetooth. So you pull that thing out, shove it up inside the car, and pretty much it tells you everything you need to know. Also has a camera on the back of it so you can scan for your VIN and everything. It's pretty cool, and it's going to help us figure out what's wrong with the truck, and we finally can run tests that we've been needing to run for this whole entire time. We finally have the freaking holy grail of items that will tell us what's wrong with our truck, because Ford designed it to where you had to have the holy grail in order to figure out what's wrong with your truck.
So it's like a smartphone.
Yes, it pretty much is. So turn this baby on. Woo! Okay, let's take it over to the truck. All right, so let's go ahead, plug this guy in, do something that I've been wanting to do for the longest amount of time ever. I think it's great that I know exactly just by heart where this thing is. We have it in.
I heard a beep.
I heard a beep as well. Bluetooth connected. Ooh boy, the truck's not even on and I had Bluetooth connected. So I've tried a ton of the cheap little eBay ones and they never connected to this truck. So go ahead and turn ignition on, and I guess let's start with diagnose. Be Ford. Oh, it's beeping. Now I'm gonna scan for codes, and this is the first time I've ever scanned for a code on this truck. This is the most insane thing ever. I've never been able to do this, so it's probably gonna take a little bit of time. There's so many different like functions and everything that it has to check and make sure everything's fine with as far as numbers.
Oh, it's there.
Let's do system scan first. Hopefully we can figure out where some faults are. Now we're gonna connect to the PCM. All right, so test the injectors. We're gonna have to listen for the injectors. So since this thing's Bluetooth, we're gonna walk outside. All of the injectors are gonna fire, then they're gonna fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And all of them should sound the same. So we're gonna go ahead and start that. If they don't, then we know we have a problem. All right, there they are right there. So that's my injectors firing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so IDM fault, injector driver module fault. I have one of those and I've replaced it twice. I need to get it tuned for the truck. I can literally set it up for the truck.
So this is about to solve all your problems.
Yes.
What is that?
I don't know, but let me see if I can take a screenshot of this.
Holy cow, you can screenshot with your,
my man. What?
Holy cow, that's wild.
The ones that I'm familiar with are like, you hold this thing and you got like a keyboard with like 16 buttons on it that you just have to figure out what you want to do. It's like getting on my smartphone and doing whatever, and it's just, if you know how to work a phone, you know how to work this scanner. I've never used it before and it's literally just as easy as that. So we're gonna do all outputs. We run that test as well. And this is bidirectional scanning. This is what makes this scanner nicer than most regular lower end scanners. This is about the best price you can get for a scanner that does bidirectional scanning. Basically that talks to the truck and the PCM so they can send and receive information from each other. And it's doing it through Bluetooth, and I'm standing in front of the truck while it's running tests. That's the most insane thing that I think I've been able to do, but we're just gonna let these tests run and we're gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear all the codes, and then we have to connect the battery terminal, and then we can try and start it.
Okay. You heard it? Your fuel pump? You hear that? I've never heard that.
I don't know what that was.
You heard that buzzing?
I did hear that buzzing.
It sounded like a fuel pump, like.
It did sound like a fuel pump, but it also sounded like a cavitating fuel pump.
It did.
What if this bitch is out of gas? What if we just get some diesel for it?
What are you doing?
I'm putting diesel in my truck.
So since you heard the fuel pump, it sounded like it was cavitating. It made you think.
It made me think, put fuel in it, because what Ford would this be to actually have the right thing on the gauge? Because it says I have about a quarter tank of gas inside the truck, or diesel. I think it's about right for it to be out. So we're gonna put more in it, and hopefully it turns on. And that would fix all of our problems with this thing. And then as soon as it does, I'm putting it for sale.
Dude, I hope this works.
I do too.
Holy shit!
Oh, you ran this thing out of diesel. Hey, let me look at this. I was out of gas right there. Mind the world. That says
Has that moved?
It went up like probably, okay, so it was right on the line before and now it's right above the line.
It could be due to lack of diesel or it could be due to the launch controller.
The launch controller did the cam reset, which reset the computer. I'm on stock tune. I've never had the truck, once it got up to speed, actually idle and not go down, which I'll have to try that again. That was the fastest this truck's ever started, ever.
Dude,
I don't know if you know that.
Right now.
There's more than just putting gas inside the truck. I think that could have been the problem why it broke down, I guess.
So what are we gonna do, Po? We're gonna keep it on the stock tune.
Bro, it's on the stock tune right now. Why the flapjack is this truck doing the things that it does? Well,
everything's going right.
This machine right here did a cam reset. I guess we're gonna drive around until, and now our new empty on the gas tank is right there. So we have 3/4 of a tank to have fun with. And then if we get to the quarter tank, then we're empty.
If we get to a quarter tank and then it goes kaput, we know it was a diesel problem. But
that is the wildest thing.
That's wild.
I'm telling you, it was knocking, Sean. Bruh. Let's drive this thing.
Why do I have this strange feeling that they're about to have to come pick us up on the side of the road?
This is weird. I didn't think this would be happening anytime soon.
Look at the bright side. We are driving your freaking truck right now.
The truck. It's not knocking. That is really good news. However, it is half power, so we have to figure out why. I also am on stock tune, so it could just be normal.
I think she's fine. Post her to Facebook Marketplace and send it.
All right, so last time y'all saw the truck, it was whenever we just got it running because we put diesel in it. And I want to explain a few things because I didn't explain it good enough earlier. The issue was that the truck actually ran out of diesel. There's a pickup tube inside of the gas tank that picks up the diesel, and I assume my pickup just probably broke off inside the tank, so it only picks up at a quarter tank. If you fill a tank up all the way, here's 3/4, half, quarter tank, and it fills up. It says I have a quarter tank inside the truck, but the pickups here, it can't pick up anything below it. So I just needed to get the proper extended pickup for it that I can make a custom one for, so we'll do that in a future video. But I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to sell the truck because if I fix all these problems, I just want to sell it. Honestly, I'd rather get the money because I need to be able to pay for things like the shop and also get a more reliable daily driver. And realistically, Sean said he can tow my truck wherever I need anything, so I don't need a tow pig. So I'm just going to get out of the tow pig because I realistically don't need one, and I'm going to get money on just a cheap car that I can actually go kind of A to B in. So let me explain to you why the truck was actually knocking. So the truck was actually knocking because there's a thing called fuel knock, and diesel trucks have it, and it's one of the most rambunctious things that you can ever freaking see because it goes ga 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 ga, and then and it's just because it's out of fuel. And when a truck does that, it just sounds muy not bueno. So that's what happened to my truck. It ran out of diesel at quarter tank, and that's why I kind of ruled out me running out of gas, but at the same time, I did not expect for my fuel tank to break. I'm just gonna leave that one to Ford. Good job on that one. I'm gonna fix that, get that fixed. The truck's for sale. Honestly, $8,500 the forces. You can freaking have this thing. So DM me on Instagram if you actually do want it. If it's sold by the time you see this video, then you can enjoy what we've seen of this truck. I love it. It is nice, but realistically, it's money that I need to get into my hands, to be honest with you, that we can put into the shop so we can make sure we still have that next month. So, I figured out why it was running at half speed. I'm stupid, I don't know why I didn't think of it, but after the truck runs out of gas, it needs to purge all the air bubbles out of the system, and I'm just dumb. I didn't think about that. It literally, as soon as we got back to the shop, turned it on the next time, it was perfectly fine, and now it runs great. So, let me show you how great this thing runs. So, let the glow plugs warm up like always. Let's turn this bad boy on. Mind you, it has great fuel pressure too. It literally runs great, drives great. Like a top. That's thanks to this guy right here, which is the Launch Diagun 5, which literally is my saving grace when it comes to this truck, because you need to have a code reader or something like that whenever you have a truck like a 7.3 that's an old truck that you can't really figure out what's wrong with it because the OBD is just a little bit different, and you have to have bidirectional scanning in order to do it. So this scanner right here is the best thing that was able to help me, and it's also the most cheap one that I was able to find as well. And this guy right here supports most of the popular cars all over the world, including models that we don't even get in America. So it's got bidirectional controls, which means it can talk to the engine's ECU and actually send back and forth information. So that's also one thing that's also really good about this, which makes it work in my situation. It does graphing. You can program keys with this thing. You can do pretty much anything on this thing that a dealership could do to your car that you would take it there to do. So this guy right here pretty much eliminates me having to go to dealership to like do oil light resets or anything like that. or pretty much any even big scanning things like you would have to do for diagnosing. This guy right here literally has saved me, and it's also done it a few other times, but you're gonna see this in a lot more videos because it really just does work. So I really recommend getting one, and use this code right here, and you can get one for a discount at 5% off. And thank you to the guys at Launch for sending this out because it's really helped me out. So on the engine's PCM, I did a cam reset with that Launch tool scanner, and that basically reset the engine's codes, and that set it back to a normal tune. So I have all the new parts in there, did a relearn of my complete ECU, and it retuned itself, and now she's purring like a kitten, like a 7.3 should, running great. And honestly, now that it runs great, I feel comfortable actually selling it, because I didn't want to sell it with it not running great, and now actually that it does, I do feel comfortable selling it. Feel free to hit me up. You already know pretty much what's all done to this thing, so I guess that's pretty much it. Let's take it for a little drive. So guys, she pretty much purrs like a kitten now, and honestly, I hate to say it because I wanted to make it run good before I sell it, but now I don't want to sell it. But at the same time, I also know that priorities are priorities, and I don't want to get rid of it, but at the same time, it's a process. Put your heart into something, build it, make it what you want to, move on to the next thing. I guess we're gonna get one last drive in her. I'll put her up to the big tune. Man, I'm gonna miss this thing so much.
I think the viewers would like it if you got a Frontier.
No one would like it if I got a Frontier. Literally no. There'd be like 10 people that have Frontiers that would be like, yo, there's one! And I'm not dissing Frontiers, it's just like, it's just not my kind of vehicle. All right, so you wanna do a little pull? So I figured out 7.3s are in fact indestructible, and they run great. Don't make it hot for too long, and don't run it on the hot tune. Honestly, I haven't even had a problem running it on the hot tune. It's never had an issue with doing anything. This truck's really solid, man. I don't want to get rid of it, but at the same time, man, life. It's a good thing. All right, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. I know the truck's kind of leaving, and a lot of y'all are going to be kind of sad, but at the same time, better things are coming. The drift car, if you could tell, there's some stuff going on with it. And I said in the last video that the next video would be there, but to clarify that, the next drift car video, which will be the next video after this. I wanted to get the truck video in beforehand, but the drift car, there's a lot of big moves being made on it. So subscribe for the next one, press the like button. Have a great one. Remember to freaking send it. Keaton, tell them about it. Wow! Freaking send it.